good, fam? It's Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood, talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. Today I'm with Avery J and DSharp, the sharpshooter from Heat Entertainment, and we're going to talk about one of the things that impacts the culture. There's a lot of brothers out there trying to make it into music, and I myself tried that many years ago. DSharp got a label, he raps. Avery J, I've known him for a long time. He's into music. We just started off there, generally. Like, so how did you guys, obviously everybody's story is different, but how did you guys get into music, I guess would be just from the beginning anyway. Like, well, what made you want to rap or sing or even just be a part of that whole deal?
Oh man, I think for myself, music, I think you can't get away from music. Music's a part of everyday life. You walk through the store, they're playing music. Get in your car, music playing. Music's everywhere. Television, music. Social media, music.
Yeah.
Music's everywhere. So,
did you get into it because it's more of an expression, or was it like, okay?
I think
I can make some money out of this.
No, expression for sure.
Yeah.
But then I realized I was gifted. I didn't realize I was gifted until maybe early teens.
Okay.
So then I started dabbling, and I realized that I started playing with the piano when like 13, 14, 15.
By ear?
Just by ear.
Oh wow.
Then I composed my first song. Composed my first song. 15.
Okay.
From there it was, here we go.
Yeah. And
started recording.
And how'd you get into music? Now, I won't get too deep in this, but are you not related to Young Jock?
I am, yeah.
Young Jock, okay.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going down.
All right. Yeah.
Still.
Okay, so
cool.
Yeah.
But now you rap, of course, too. Actually, you just gave me, and I'll put a link for everybody down in there to Avery's social media as well as to Dennis. But he just gave me this new CD, and so I got to peep it out. So I can't even critique the music yet, but we'll definitely
I'm looking forward to it.
Bring Avery back and kind of talk about that. But what made you get into music?
Well, I started when I was 10. I was playing the tuba, and I don't know why I chose to play the tuba.
Yeah.
It was just like
I was like,
Tuba is strong.
It was the bass. It was the bass instrument.
Bro.
I heard it, and I was like, man, that sounds amazing.
I like tuba.
And then I realized that did not make me look very cool, so then I started rapping. Started rapping, and I got really like, knee deep into it, and I really wanted to be just like the top tier lyricist, because lyricism was really big when I was growing up. Then eventually at about 17, I was like, nah, I think I want to kind of like, explore, just similar to your path. I was like, I think I need to do a little bit more. So then I started playing the bass guitar because it's not as heavy or clunky as a tuba.
Right.
So then once I picked up the bass.
So were you doing these instruments by ear as well?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Tuba and the guitar you learned by ear?
Well, I learned the bass by ear, really. The tuba I was going to school for, so the tuba, I got, trained to play it. Okay. But it was very simple stuff. It was very like boom, boom, boom. So it's not like you were doing anything saucy with it. It wasn't until like I picked up the bass that it's like, okay, I can explore these things, and I can turn like this bass groove and this bass riff into like something that's like driving and really powerful. Okay. And I was just kind of incorporate all that music.
I really can't wait now.
Now.
Hey, bass line. Someone who knows bass and bass lines, now I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, can either of you guys read and write music?
Yes.
You can read and write music?
Yes.
So you actually are a musician. That's a whole. So that supersedes rapper.
I wouldn't say that, man.
Hey, and that's no look.
That's that controversial.
Well, no, look. Here's why I say that. Look, okay, now that's not taking nothing away from a rapper, because a rapper.
You gonna get hit with a whole bunch of comments now.
But a rapper can look. So it's just different lanes of how to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rapper. A good rapper is a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Is a good poet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spoken word, lyricist, wordsmith. I get, but I mean, a musician means you can play an instrument, read music. That means you can play the guitar, you can play the piano, you can play the saxophone. You can
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole. Can you read and write music?
No,
but I
can't write.
So you're by ear. You produce a lot of your.
I produce all of my stuff.
Okay, so you produce all
and
your
the, and
beats.
the people around me.
So that, I mean, that's a gift or a talent within itself.
Yeah.
Also.
And the engineering part too.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just like, it's not. And then, look, and part of the reason, because so when I used to do music, which was a long time ago, and I got a SoundCloud.
It's not that long.
I'll put that in the link. Man, it was 04. It was like 04.
But it ain't that long.
Man, it's 2020. That's like 16 years ago.
I know.
But
it's still relevant though.
But I just wrote and spit. But I mean, as far as writing music, I mean, I played like snare drum for like a short, brief period in middle school. But I mean, that was, I can't read it. I can't read music. I can't write it. So I'm always impressed with people that really can. Because through my travels, you know, the guy that used to produce me, Johnny Osai, who's now does a lot of the spoken word and with Slam Nuba and all that stuff here in this region. He produced all my beats.
Okay.
And I would see him, and then he was just like, he would teach himself to play instruments by ear. That's just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know, and so I mean, that's a whole nother deal.
But I think that's honestly for anybody that like produces music, that's really where you start, because like I don't sit down and say like, oh, I'm about to write this song in, you know, G minor, and you know.
I mean, you could though.
I could, but I don't, because it's more about, because music is about a feeling. It's about it's an emotional and spiritual bond.
Sure.
And it has to be done, like, at least for me, it has to be done really genuinely. But that doesn't mean like these composers, because there are some amazing composers even that do this stuff today that do that, you know. But like production on our level, it comes from a feeling. It doesn't come from, I'm going to take this here and here and here, and I'll have the violins doing this part and the sax doing this part. Like, it's like you just kind of feel it first, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a part of the natural born talent, the process that you went through, the process that I went through, because I didn't sit down and say, you know, I wasn't like, well, man, I'm about to write, like, learn the bass in and out. Like, I sat down and I was like, I want to learn how to play Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's the first one you learned?
That's the first one I learned.
Hey, that Nirvana tracks, when Kurt Cobain or Nirvana, when they came out with that Smells Like Teen Spirit, I had it on a cassette single, and I had the system in my car, and I was riding with my cousin, and I put that cassette single in, because that song just was like, man, this is dope. Like, I really like this. And he looked at me like, bruh, what you listening to? This white boy music. I said, man, he goes in.
Yeah, you have to be, I think some of the best artists listen to everything.
Oh yeah.
I listen to everything. Matter of fact, speaking of Nirvana, one of the songs that I did with Mike Moon, going back to Mike Moon, I sampled what's the song? Come as you are, as you were. I sampled Come as you are, as you were, as I wanted you to be. I sampled that and put it in one of the songs we did. So the song was called Come As You Are.
Right.
It's talking about coming to the Lord.
Yeah.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
As you were.
Yes.
As you.
So you, when you got into music, it was more Christian hip hop, right? Or no? When you first got into music, was it?
When I first got into music, no,
it was secular.
Secular.
So the music that you do, is it? Would you? How would you? What subgenre of hip hop would you put it into? I mean, would it be Christian hip hop? Is it conscious rap? Is it?
Well, you know, it's very different. I'll say that it's a very spiritual based music. I think that this album, See You at the Crossroads, and it's. You know,
but not Bone Thugs and Harmony.
But you know, paying homage to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, okay.
Because it starts there. Like for me, my love.
Did you sample any of that?
No.
But just
It's all original.
But the inspirational thing.
But definitely the inspiration, because I remember as a kid when I first saw that music video, I was so frightened by it.
Yeah.
And I think that now it's like exactly.
Yeah.
And it's about. And I think ultimately it's like everybody reaches this point where we're at a crossroads in our life.
Right.
And in that moment, it's one of the loneliest moments ever. But when Bone Thugs and Harmony said that, see you at the crossroads, we won't be lonely. For me, it takes on a different life. So that's why, like, I had to challenge the idea that, like, hip hop isn't this, like, it's like it's inferior to musicianship, because, like, what you did with Come As You Are, like, now that song, that moment, that sample takes on a completely different meaning.
Sure.
And now it's like new life is breathed. It's like you breathe new life into every song you do. And since hip hop is based off of the sample, it's like beautiful that we get the opportunity to do that with everything we do, you know?
Yeah.
So back to the question, like my music is very spiritual, like it's very ingrained into a sense of spirituality, because I want people to like awaken their spirit so that they know, you know, what's going on out here, because we live in a very heavy spiritual time. And it's really important to be on the right side of that, because the balance to things suggests that there's, you know, there's good and there's evil. There's malevolence and benevolence, and whatever side you choose to fall on is typically the side that you might continue, like the decisions that you make, all of that is based in that stuff. It's secular music, but you know, we put God first in everything.
Do you have a, if you don't mind me asking, do you have a specific faith, you're a Muslim or a Christian or
I do.
none of that?
I do. I don't share it too often because it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. But I will tell you that that I'm a man of God. I will say that for sure. And,
fair enough.
You know, it's the Most High that I pray to every day. So that's for sure.
So with your music, because obviously you have this, and like I said, I've heard some of your stuff from. I actually have. You know, I'll pull it up another time. I actually have a song that you had sent me to listen to years ago. I don't even know if you remember.
Yeah, it's probably 10 years ago.
It was easy, brother. Because I gave him a ride one time.
You've been at it for a minute.
I've been out for a long time. Yeah.
I remember I gave you a ride. I don't know if you remember. I gave you a ride one time from Sears, because you were working at Sears at the mall, and you missed the bus, and I happened to drive by. You're like, "Oh, can I get a ride?" Yeah. And I was like, "I got you, bro."
Is Sears still in a row?
Man, Sears ain't even in business, bro.
Sears.
Look, so that lets you know how.
Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah, that lets you know how long ago that was. But the song is called, I think it's The Storm or Avery J Storm. Something or other. Man, I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay.
Do you remember it? Do you remember
I don't, man. I was doing music so long back then, and I think
this is MySpace era.
Yeah,
this is like,
and I was in a very unconscious state too. Like I was just doing stuff, and you just go through the motions.
Yeah.
We all have those moments. We all have those states of unconsciousness where like there's so much music.
Is this your, so with this? I mean, I assume you're independent. So do you have your own label, or is it just kind of like just your?
No, I don't have a label. I have, you know, a very supportive squad of people that, you know, I'm fortunate to run with. I have my bands that I play with that are just amazing people. And I have, you know, other members of this like group of the Avant-Garde Society that I represent. And we're just
What's it called?
The Avant-Garde Society.
Avant-Garde Society.
Yeah, and we're just kind of just, you know, guys that really want, guys and girls, because, you know, it's not just, you know, we're not the patriarchy here. But, but we're people that, you know, are trying to just, like, you know, inspire others. You know, make them do things that are outside, because that's what being avant-garde is about. It's about doing something that's outside of yourself. Yeah. So just, you know, inspire just more artistic input in the world, because that's what ultimately.
I'm going to ask the obvious, well, it's an obvious question to me. Okay. So obviously you are related to Young Jock.
I am.
Why has there not been any type of collabo where you brought on, you know, like why has there not been a Avery J and Young Jock or Young Jock Avery J type?
Oh, there have been, but mostly for practice. It's like, because, you know, when you're making music, it's not necessarily like about, I make this song and this song is going to be a hit and I'm putting this song out. So, because that's, you know, that's not a realistic goal. So
do you want to eat off your craft though?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing is like there are cataloging things. So like I have songs within my musical catalog that I've done with Jock, but it didn't make sense to put them out yet because it just wasn't the time. So timing is everything. So we've definitely done music before. Like I've been, you know, 10 years ago I was living with Young Jock. I was in the studio with him all the time, and I got an opportunity to see the way that the music industry works, the way that artists work with each other, the way that business is done, because that's the base of it all. Like the base of it all is this is music business. So we've done music together. We just haven't released it because, you know, I mean, there's music he's done. He's got a catalog of music that's just not released.
I'm interested to see how your journey goes, and actually, now that I think about it, to see where even our journey goes, because it's crazy. So what's crazy, so when I met him, I think it was your aunt, was a teacher or an admin or something at Montview Elementary.
That's my mom. Yeah.
Okay, so your mom. Okay, so your mom was there, Miss Rudolph.
Yeah, Miss Rudolph. Yeah.
Miss Rudolph. So Miss Rudolph, my daughter was like in her class, or somehow, you know, counseled or by Miss Rudolph or whatever.
Is she still there, Miss Rudolph?
Nah, she works at a new school. She works at a charter school, a brand new one.
So then after that, I came in contact with Avery, and then come to find out he was going to school with my son in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even know?
So I was like, man, so it's like, I talked to somebody like, oh yeah, Avery, that's my, You know, that's my son, whatever. Oh, okay. And then my son be like, oh yeah, this is my friend. He's on MySpace. He had like 15,000 or 12,000 followers or something crazy on there. I said, this dude. And so it was the same guy. And then I go to the mall. He's like, hey, can I get a ride? I was like, this dude is everywhere. And so then I see him on Instagram. I say, hey man, come on the show. And then boom, here he is. So
dope.
I don't know. I think there's something.
There's something cooking.
Something in the works.
There's something in the works for sure.
Absolutely.
So he doesn't have a label, but you do have a label.
Yeah.
So why did you go the direction of that? Because when you have a label, you have other artists under you.
I say God trusted me with it, and it wasn't. I didn't even look at it as a label. I looked at it as, that's crazy. Let me rewind. I was in prison, so I went to prison for a couple of years, and God revealed it to me. Heat. All right, Lord. Heat. Okay.
And HEAT stands for
healing, edifying, affirming, teaching.
Okay.
I didn't know what. Okay, Lord, what is it? I thought He wanted me to do an event, so I did that. 2 of them. I don't know if you remember. Well, the first one I did, I got out.
Okay.
I was playing with a band, and I was the lead. I was singing. I wasn't rapping at all whatsoever. Love hip hop. Have loved hip hop from day one since it first started.
Yeah.
So I thought God wanted me to do an event, so we called it HEAT, Healing, Edifying, Affirming, Teaching. Man, God probably laughed at me because I was in my flesh.
Right.
We're down in Parker, Colorado, in this park in the middle of nowhere, and big sound system, stage. Man, we had a baptismal over here, a pastor, we even a choir, 30 people, several different artists, band, and the crickets. So the guy who was supposed to promote it, who lived down there, didn't do that.
Yeah.
So, but still, what God wanted to happen happened. So we're like, oh, there's no one here. We're in the middle of this park, nice neighborhood. It wasn't what we expected. We had a big concert system making a whole bunch of noise in this neighborhood. And the grass was giving God praise as we started off. The pastor goes up.